Well, it is day 7, the end of day 7, and I had last day and a half I've been battling stomach issues, and it took me about 6 doses of Imodium to finally wipe it out. So that changes everything. I went from sort of being in a crisis situation to thinking, oh, am I going to continue the trip, to now feeling good, and I'm still tired, but at least I don't have stomach issues. Uh, kind of took it slow today, and just had a conversation maybe an hour ago. I actually met a game warden, two game wardens, talking to him about my trip and things like that. And he told me how many miles that I have. I can't remember, 160 miles or something like that. I think those are actual miles. See, a lot of times, like today, I think I did maybe 5 miles or 6 miles. But the thing about that is deceptive is this from point A to point B, but the river snakes like this. So I probably did more about 8 or 9 miles today. So I think he said I have an actual 160 miles to go, which is a lot of miles. So I was kind of taking it easy today, and I think I'm going to have to step it up. I do have some time, and I still think I'm ahead of schedule, but I can't afford to sort of take my time out. I have to be focused on my mission. He also told me that some of the dangers about Savannah Harbor. He said Savannah Harbor, those big ships that come in there will leave, waves this big, and he didn't know how my kayak would hold up. So it's kind of he recommended that I get off the river right before. He told me there's a boat ramp right before the Savannah River, or Savannah Harbor, excuse me. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try pressing on. I think I'm going to go through Savannah all the way to Tybee Beach. Right now we're still working on, I've completed SRS Savannah Riverside. I've completed Allenby, which is a small town in South Carolina. And I'm working on Hampton right now, about halfway down to Hampton, South Carolina. And then the next one is Hardyville, which is Hardyville's probably about 5-day kayak trip from here. And then Savannah Harbor is about two days, and then Tybee Beach is probably another day or 2 days. So that is an issue of concern. I didn't know how I would handle the big ships, and I'm trying to debate what's wisdom, quote unquote, what's something I really want to do, because a lot of people have spoken doom over this trip from the very beginning, and a lot of times they end up being wrong. So, I would like to show up and kayak into that beach there on the Atlantic Ocean in my kayak, the completion of the whole trip. And I think if I get off before the Savannah Harbor, before Tybee Beach, that I would be it would be like completing 90% of your objective. So I'm going to have to think about it, but sort of a lazy day today. I'm 95% better physically and health-wise, and so I can continue on with the trip. And I'm just going to have to make up some miles. I'm probably going to have to average about maybe 10, 15 miles per day, probably. So that's it for now, and I'm going to set up camp. I'm on this beautiful sandbar. It's awesome, and no mud, which is great. And my tent set up. I'm gonna get something to eat, and just kind of might even do some fishing. I haven't done any fishing yet, and kind of chill out and go to bed and get up early and get going. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.